Hello everybody, my name is Holly Rosario and I'm a children's teaching artist with the Maryland Hall. In lieu of our Mother's Day workshop, I've put together a Mother's Day Salt Suncatcher craft that you can have your child make with or for mom. All you'll need is Elmer's glue, salt, watercolors, and a flexible non-stick surface like a ziploc bag, parchment paper, or a baking mat. These sun catchers take under an hour to complete, but will need a night to dry between steps. I hope you enjoy, and I can't wait to see you all again. Happy Mother's Day!
For our project today, we are starting with Elmer's glue and some salt. I'm also working on a silicone mat. If you don't have a silicone baking mat, you can also use just parchment paper or even a Ziploc gallon bag. I've started with a circle in what will be the center of my sun catcher, and I'm going to go around and place 5 petals around it. I am going with a radial design for mine, but you and your child can choose to do whatever you would like. As I continue, you're going to notice that I go back and go over any area that my lines are thin, or any area that seems to be a little weaker than others. You want a really nice thick glue line, not so much a blob, but it's better off to be a little bit more heavy-handed with this rather than not. I'm going to continue to add to my design building outward. I want to keep in mind that what I'm essentially making is almost like a web or a net, and the more connections I make between the pieces of my design, the better that our artwork will hold together at the end. I know my sun catcher looks a little bit wonky at the moment, but as I continue to add to it, you're going to notice that the glue is going to spread, and then when we add our salt to it in just a few minutes, it will start to take on an even more uniform look. So at this point, don't get too obsessed with trying to make it perfect or trying to make everything even. Just remember, it's supposed to be fun. I finished the basic part of my design and I'm happy with it, but you'll notice I now have all these lonely lines just kind of hanging out, and once it's dries and I try to hang it up, they're going to flop over. So what I'm doing now is I'm going and I'm putting in some bridging lines, and I'm essentially making the parts of my net even stronger so that there's no line hanging out by itself. I want to make sure that everything is connected. Once I'm happy with my design, I'm going to grab some salt and I am going to go crazy with it. Use more than you think you need. And once the whole thing is covered, you are done for now. You're going to leave your project to dry overnight and you can come back to it in the morning. Now onto that adapted project I was speaking of earlier. If your little one does not have the sheer hand strength to push on the glue bottle and make the glue come out, or if they get frustrated with the drawing aspect of this, you are welcome to allow them to scribble scrabble with that glue all over their paper. Go ahead and place a circle or a central blob of glue in the middle and let them make lines radiating out and around from that. Now, I switched glue in this. You can see I've got like a little bottle of craft PVA glue on the side. Definitely use Elmer's because this was no fun for me, as you'll notice. If you've got a tiny toddler or a young preschooler at home, you can also just have them do this on a sheet of construction paper. It won't be a sun catcher, but it will still be a ton of fun to paint. Okay, on to day 2. Have your child rub their art piece in gentle circles, making sure they take extra care where their lines are thinnest. Once that's done, flip over your artwork or gently peel it off. Make sure all that salt goes in the garbage and not on your floors, as things often do with kids. Better yet, save it and use it as some eco-friendly glitter in your next art project. Right now your sun catcher is going to feel really flexible and maybe even a little damp on the bottom, but it will get dry and get a little more brittle as things go on. Just make sure to treat it gently. Last but certainly not least, we are finally ready to paint to our heart's content. So you're going to see me get out some markers, some brushes, some fresh water, more fresh water, I don't remember why I had the second cup, and of course watercolors. Now I have a big fancy set here, literally any watercolors will work for this. If you don't have watercolors at home, grab a bunch of old dried out markers and you can pop them into different cups of water to make your own watercolors, or you can just apply the marker directly to the artwork and use a paintbrush and some water and it'll turn into watercolor all on its own. Any sort of water-based paint that's a little watered down will do. Now I'm going to go in with my own watercolors, making sure to use bright, vibrant colors. One of the most enjoyable things about these Salt Suncatchers is watching the pigment diffuse through the salt crystals. As you paint with your child, place two colors next to each other and see what happens when you place a little bit of water in the middle. You and your child will be able to see the colors spread and mix and gradually turn into one another, and it's really quite a fun process. I decided to do my rosette as a good old-fashioned color wheel and went around in a circle Roy G. Div style. As you go and you want two colors to blend together, just use a little bit of extra water and all those salt crystals will do the work for you. I hope this is something that you and your child really enjoy and that it gives you something fun to create together. And here we are with our finished result. It will take a couple hours to dry again, but once it's done, you're ready to hang it up in a window. If you have some of those suction cups at home, those work the best, but not gonna lie, I totally taped ours to our window when I tried this project out with my own 5-year-old daughter. Once again, returning to our adapted project for our little ones, you're going to notice I trim any extra pieces off of the sun catcher that might be hanging down. After I do that, I would then let the child dab and dot colors to their heart's delight. The colors don't have to touch, they don't have to fill the entire thing in, especially for those little ones with very short attention spans. What you're going to do after that is you're going to grab yourself a spray bottle. Any spray bottle will do. And you're going to fill it with clean water and you will spray it down, and then you can watch the salt make its magic without having to take all that tenuous time carefully spreading out each color. That's it for now. If you happen to try one of these out, please let me know. I'd love to see your results. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Bye.